Aren't y'all tired of these clout-chasing, no-chemistry-having, over-the-hill gatekeeping radio podcast hosts who just provide no culturally concise commentary? We actually got something for that.
This is Touchdowns and Tangents, your weekly spot for NFL takes, topical tangents, and context for the culture. So, tune in, because you never know if you're going to get a take, a tangent, but either way, it's a touchdown.
What's up, good people? Live from Hawthorne, California, it's your Thursday night spot for NFL takes, topical tangents, and concise commentary for the culture. I'm PD Camarillo.
I'm Kenneth Berry.
Shout out to Nikki. She's out again on wedding leave. Shout out to her. Hope everything's going well. It's like 2 more days until the day. Shout out to her and Will. But yeah, man, with that, we're a little bit late. Technical difficulties, food difficulties, etc. But we're here. Shouldn't be too long of a show, but not a whole lot of news. But we are headed into draft in 10 days?
And,
not even a week, right? Less than a week.
It's full-fledged misinformation season for the NFL draft now.
Everyone's trying to move up. Everyone is rated too high. Everyone's trying to trade back, et cetera, et cetera. It's not the mic, it's the cord, Kenny. You got to just not fidget with the cord and pay attention, not text Phil while you're doing the podcast.
I'm not texting Phil.
You're DMing him, my bad.
I'm
sorry.
not. I'm literally not. Like, I'm on the rundown. Damn.
Whatever. You don't need to do that now. We're already here.
Oh, no, I'm adding beat. I'm adding fair fade stuff.
You act like
I took some stuff off.
You act like, either of us really care about that segment. Second.
No, we care. We're just petty.
Second, you act like we've never had a fucking no rundown show before.
Oh, no, totally. But, like, I just remembered something funny that happened this week. So.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Nobody cares about this first one you got on Fair or Fade. You be putting dumb shit on there sometimes. Like, every 5th one is good.
You sure about that?
Every second and third
sure
one
well, how about
ass.
This? We'll let people decide when we get to that segment. How about that?
And then the first and the 4th one are okay.
Nah. The Twitter joke's been joking. Like, we got to talk about it.
Anyways, all right, moving on.
It's the quickest part of the show anyway.
Yeah, because usually by then, you and Nikki have been arguing for 45 minutes about 1980s Oklahoma or 1980s USC.
Nikki not even here. Let that woman enjoy her wedding. Can you hear me? Okay, now I can hear me.
All right, go ahead. Let's talk about it. RP.
RP AJ. Say Price. Let me make sure I don't get his name wrong. AJ Simon. He was actually a prospect in this year's draft. Defensive lineman. Metrial AJ Simon. He died. To the University of Albany. He's 25. He played there 22 and 2023. Cause of death hasn't come out yet. Had a chance to be drafted. Now we'll never know. Up to his family and loved ones. Also, former Mississippi State wide receiver De'Runnya Wilson died. He was found dead in his home at 25 this week. He played in college with Dak. I remember him too. He played like 2013 and 2016, I want to say. He was around that time. Yeah, so RIP to those two gentlemen. Gone way too young, only 25.
Crazy.
So when I'm 32, like seeing young cats dying, it's like, damn. Yep.
All right, anything you want to say about prospects visits having wrapped up this week?
Yeah, they're pretty much over. Especially this weekend. Me personally, a lot of the stuff I don't even see in this news. But it's still news in the news cycle because we're waiting for the draft. I remember when
at the end of the day, it's a process, and part of that process is meeting with as many teams as you can. So it shouldn't be news that X team met with X prospect because
at the Senior Bowl
they should be doing their due diligence, or at the very least, preparing for their competition.
And at the Senior Bowl, I talked to guys, and like I didn't ask them the question because I just know at this point. Like I pretty much talked to all 32 teams or somebody from all 32 teams, and this was at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah,
so imagine after pro days and now the draft.
And plus, I mean, there's levels to it too, right? Like,
just cats who aren't probably going to get drafted. Met with teams.
Hey, did you meet with the Raiders? Like, yeah, okay, you met with the scout, but that's not the same as meeting with the GM or the head coach.
Exactly. But, like DTR met with the Raiders last year and played chess, and he said he really wanted to be a Raider. The Raiders didn't draft him. Now he's on the Cleveland Browns. Whoop-de-doo, skeedily-dee.
So, yeah, like you said, misinformation season. Anything else? College football?
Yeah, spring game season is upon us. Arkansas had their spring game. Taylor Green. The boys.
Didn't Alabama have it too?
No, he went to Arkansas. I don't know what
Alabama had.
I don't really care about spring games this time around, other than the one I'm going to. I think UCLA's is coming up. USC's is Friday. I'm going to be there at like 9 a.m. Get some video, get some questions off. Feels like the start of the new season because signing day has been over. The draft is about to start, so you still can kind of tie in stories from how the season ended, cats who are going to get drafted, the leadership that they left behind, what are the guys behind them doing now, and especially for USC, the way they won the Holiday Bowl. It's a very young team. It's going to be really interesting to see how the leaders on that team handle. Because all, like, the COVID guys are gone. So, like, Justin Diedick is the starting center. He's gone. Jonah Munheim, he's the starting center now. He played tackle pretty much every position on the line. He'll be a center at the next level. And I think he'll be a good one, too. He has a functional athleticism. But it's going to be interesting with Miller Moss at QB. He's a junior. But he's had his degree for, like, almost 2 years now. It'll be really interesting to see, Miller Moss and then what Jaden Mayava looks like. Because I told you, when I watched him play at UNLV, even though he was like the Mountain West Rookie of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, as for a freshman, he had a lot of throws that were missed in UNLV's go-go system. And to come in and be the backup and first Polynesian QB at USC, like Miller Moss proved he can ball in this offense. So it's going to take a lot for Miller Moss to lose his job, especially in the spring game, especially with all the guys who redshirted, guys who transferred because the transfer portal opened up. Most infamously, Kermani McClain, former 5-star, number 1 corner in his class. It's kind of in Deion Sanders' doghouse. And then it was kind of foul how Deion was doing him because it's like the kid's a freshman. Like, yeah, he's the number 1 player at this position, but, like, he's a freshman. And then certain guys just get painted in a negative light under Deion. And, like, we don't talk about the Mark Popes and guys who got done dirty when he went to Colorado and certain people from Jackson State followed him and then never got scholarships and then ran out of eligibility. Now you've never heard from him again. A lot of guys were lost on the portal, but he's transferring, which I think is good for him. He should have never went to Colorado. He should have just went to Miami because at least they're producing NFL DBs right now. He should have went to Miami, probably would have got a bag from Miami as a freshman.
I feel like Colorado DBs transfer.
I
feel like the good ones just transfer out.
A couple of transferred. And then, like, his son, the safety, Shiloh's like, this ain't no last chance you. But, if you're looking a ball come to Colorado, it's like, bro, that's not how you build winning programs. Y'all are in a winning program. So.
Y'all are mercenaries in a snow bunny
hotbed
environment.
A snow bunny hotbed?
Something like that.
And there's a whole lot of white crime in that area. And they're putting, how you tow a Lambo? How you put a boot on a Rolls Royce? You should be, man, never mind, I'm not going to say it. But yeah, receiver Kyle Ford, who was like the number 1 receiver coming out of high school like 6 years ago. He was at USC. Didn't really get much burn at UCLA. which I don't know why he left USC. He should have just stayed, honestly. But now he has a year of eligibility left. So he's back in the portal. So he might go back to USC. Or he might go to, I think Mississippi State's on his list. Ohio State with Chip Kelly, but that kind of doesn't make any sense because he was getting no burn. And a couple other places. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Boise State. I'm like, dog, you got to go where you're going to play. And if you can get Malachi Nelson throwing you the ball, hell, go where you're going to play. I'm looking at California schools that need QBs. Go where you're going to play. There's so many people lost in the transfer portal. And it's like, well, you didn't want to go down to a small school and elevate it and get enough tape. You wanted to stay behind at a school, probably stay too long. Like, go where you're going to play. But a lot of these cats don't realize that. So,
or at least, have a plan. I feel like that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think anyone can go in this situation and kind of see a problem and just want out of it, but it's like, what is really the solution? And I think the first step to figuring that out is at least having a plan. So if you don't have a plan, then how are you going to find that solution? Then you're just guessing, right? And then that's how you easily fall into a similar situation again. Whereas at least if you have a plan, yeah, it might not work out, but you can always pivot from that. Like, if you don't have a plan, you're just taking whatever you can get and hoping for the best, which is probably what you did coming out of high school, and which is probably what got you in the situation anyways. All right, so like you said, whether it's, hey, I want to go somewhere in the offense that's going to feature me, or I'm going to get enough tape where, I'm a position of need, like something, like have a plan. Because I feel like a lot of guys, they just want to make shit stop, but it's like, what's actually going to make it better? So, yeah, because I feel like a lot of guys are getting lost. Once that transfer, it's like they just go anywhere, and it's like you don't always hear from them.
Yeah, it's a shame. Hopefully,
well, what is a blessing can be a great curse as well. Great power comes great responsibility.
Or you should just not get no burn.
It's like people wanted the freedom to move and transfer everywhere. Well, okay, you can control your destiny, but what are you going to do with it now? I feel like a lot of guys aren't used to that and haven't answered it always. Take your tangent?
Yep. Oh, and the Cavaliers were back.
This one should be down here. I don't know why you have Caitlyn Clark on here twice.
It's two different things.
Just tell me you're packing it in, bro. You did.
I'm literally not. The WNBA draft just happened,
bro. You have three WNBA drafts out of 7 things on here.
You're really
Are
mad.
we a WNBA podcast?
I mean,
you could have put all this in your rant and called it a day.
This is
you could have even put it in Let's Talk About
it.
If you really
don't
wanted
like
to talk
WNBA,
about,
that's
if you
crazy.
really wanted to talk about the WNBA draft, you could have put that in Let's Talk About It. That would have been more appropriate.
Dog, ain't no NFL news.
Than to have 50% of our game be about the WNBA. That's fucking crazy, bro. Tell
Nikki,
me your watchers are producers.
I'm telling Nikki.
Tell me you forgot how to produce.
I never forgot how.
Well, fuck.
Bro, nothing in the NFL happened this week.
There's shit that happened.
Okay, the 3 Lions players who you can't name that all got their suspensions lifted. Go ahead. Talk about it.
Okay, talk about it.
I don't give a fuck. They were bench warmers anyway. They got their fucking suspensions lifted. They probably saw what happened to Michael Porter Jr.'s brother and said, you know what? We were a little bit too harsh on you guys.
Michael Porter Jr., brother, what happened with him?
Got banned for life from the NBA for gambling.
You're talking about the Toronto Raptors, dude?
Ain't that his brother?
No.
Oh, so that was just a running joke on Twitter. They have the same last name, but yeah.
I don't think that's his brother.
Pretty sure it's his brother.
Is it?
Jonte Porter. I mean, Had the same last name, and they kind of look alike, not just because they're light skinned.
Interesting.
Yeah. Get to it. Caitlyn Clark was the number one overall pick. He had a fever. Everybody saw that shit coming. She got a shoe deal from Nike.
This is not take her tangent, bro.
Oh, shit. I thought you were going to take her tangent. My bad. All right. Touchdown or turnover.
No, this is take her tangent.
So what the fuck?
How are you setting up? Go ahead. Set up the question. He is the older brother of Michael Porter Jr., so you're right.
Damn. That's nasty work.
Well, yeah. See, that's why it would have been important to talk about with that, with fucking Ipe.
I was saving that for my
million.
I was taking. Wait, who?
Ipe.
Who the fuck is Ipe? The soccer player?
Otani's interpreter.
Oh, I've been know about the 40 million. That's like old news. But nah, I was gonna say that.
Nah, but they were saying he was making an average of $29,000 bets. So he was making hundreds of bets a day.
How you not know $40 million is gone? That's crazy. He trusted that man.
Well, someone was talking about it on the radio, but it's like fundamentally, like if someone is betting that much, they're glued to their phone. So it's like, how are you not like just as a friend, like if we're kicking it on the podcast, like even when we're doing this podcast and I'm texting or whatever, like I roasted you about Texas Bill, it's like if I'm sitting here texting a lot, you'll be like, bro, like what's going on?
Are you doing this all day?
Girl again? Like you'll say some shit like that because you know this.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like if we work together and I'm your fucking power of attorney and we're always kicking it, and you just see me glued to my phone every day, aren't you gonna be like, "What's up, man? Like, are you good?" Like, but nah, Otani was like, I barely speak English. Motherfucker, you speak English. That's what you should have learned from this situation.
You understand English?
You speak English, dog.
You just don't care.
You just don't care. You just don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with the media, so that's why you have an interpreter. It has nothing to do with your grasp of the English language.
Got married to that one K-pop star chick.
But yeah, so.
It's weird though. They just engineered all these Asian chicks to look a certain way.
But see, that Lions thing was a better taker tangent than anything else that you have on here.
Actually, no.
You see how we just went on three different tangents?
Uniforms? Have you seen the Lions uniforms?
They're trash. That could have been another one.
Nah, I don't think they're trash. Those black
with the fucking
the black with the blue. That's hard. The black with the chrome silver.
That looks like some fucking XFL shit, dog.
Nah, the blue,
looks like
the
some
blue and
AFL.
silver. I didn't really like.
Looks like
the
some
blue
AFL
pants.
shit.
I like the black, the blue helmet. It looked like North Carolina shit.
Looks like some arena football shit.
Nah, I kind of liked it.
Nah, I didn't like it.
I think the black one.
All right, so WNBA draft. Take your tangent.
You didn't let me finish. So Angel Reese and like Camila Cardoso, they both went to Chicago Sky. This is crazy because they're literally like the two best centers and forwards in the draft. Like, historically speaking, is this the greatest NBA draft of WNBA draft of all time? Take your tangent.
There's a lot of people saying that. Including LeBron wearing the Angel Reese swag, which was disgusting. And then everyone was like, she didn't even make that up. Why is everyone saying she made that up? But
she went seventh,
really
which is
keep
crazy.
The point is, we got to keep it a bean and just admit that LeBron is the Drake of sports.
He is. At least Kobe actually like really was in the trenches with women's basketball. His daughter would have been a freshman this year.
I just mean like
RIP
LeBron
GG.
just attaches himself to anything popular adjacent to basketball.
And doesn't even read the first 3 pages of a book.
Yeah, so
What do you expect with somebody who didn't go to college? They went to high school and learned how to
he's
bullshit.
very smart. But
No, he's smart. You don't get to where he is without being smart. But you also don't get to where he is without being a
not an
bullshitter.
academic. He's not a scholar.
He's a bullshitter. No, he's a bullshitter.
He's a gentleman, but not a scholar.
I mean,
You, sir, are a gentleman,
he put all
but
his
not a
friends
scholar.
on. He put all his friends on.
So he is a scholar.
He's a scholar, just in a different kind of way.
Interesting.
But I mean, if I was 6'8" and had godlike ability, it'd be easy for me to fucking put my friends on since I'm a fucking billionaire cash cow.
But yeah, the only thing I'll say about the WNBA draft is all these people that were roasting the fuck out of Caitlyn Clark, saying she can't play with men, she can't play 3-on-3, she's gonna get a whole new level of competition with the WNBA.
Well, she is.
Just keep that same energy if she really does come out and start blowing people out.
Well,
Like
Aaliyah Boston is on that team too.
Like
who was
Diana
like the number 1 overall
Taurasi
pick.
and her little cute podcast that she got now going on. Like, if Caitlyn Clark comes out swinging, Like, you better get on those airs and be like, yeah, I was apologize. Caitlyn Clark is a problem, and she's a grown woman.
Ain't nobody scared of UConn. Ain't nobody scared of UConn anymore.
I wasn't familiar with her game.
You will be now. Cameron Brink.
So
the other girl that went
to the Sparks.
Yeah, the Sparks got a nice
Sparks
squad.
got a wing from Tennessee as well.
Yeah, she's like once enemies, once rivals. Now they're all teammates.
And the Aces got Caitlyn Clark's teammate in the second round.
Yeah, they got some shooters. But the fact that like the Chicago Sky got the best center in the draft and the best power forward in the draft is fucking crazy. Angel Reese falling to 7, and then Cardosa at 3. They're joking like, y'all not getting no rebounds on us. And just go back and watch LSU when they beat South Carolina last year, and then watch South Carolina this year when they went 38-0 or 39-0. Those are the two best bigs, and now they're in Chicago. It's almost better than what they had when Candace Parker led them to a title. So it's going to be really dope to see what the Chicago Sky do, I think. But here's the shitty part, right? There's a backlog on jerseys, Caitlyn Clark. So you're not getting a jersey until like the WNBA season is over. That's how backlogged those jerseys are. That's how shitty. That's why everybody's like, the WNBA is not even ready to handle the stars that they're getting. That's why everybody's so pissed. Like, who've been following it, like, yo, how come, these 3 white women, Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart, who actually deserves it, and Caitlyn Clark, all are getting exclusive Nike shoe deals. But nobody else in the WNBA has a Nike exclusive shoe deal like that. They give you that just brings me to my next one.
Doesn't Sabrina have a shoe?
Yeah, those are all 3 white women. But
I thought you were saying no woman has one.
No, like they get like a allotted budget from Nike, but they don't get a sponsored shoe and shit, like a designated shoe for them. Like you got to go buy her shoe that she designed from Nike, and they gave her a small little budget. But like she's a 2-time WNBA champion, MVP, best player in the league by far, A'ja Wilson, and she beat Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu. They had to click up and still lost.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah, that's the second one. The outrage over A'ja Wilson not getting an exclusive Nike shoe. Like, how the fuck does she not get an exclusive shoe?
Nobody cares about that, bro.
No, actually, everyone cares about that.
Nobody cares.
The black community cares about that.
Okay, again. Bro. Nobody cares about that.
Actually,
nobody's buying those fucking shoes, dog. People are buying the Sabrina shoes.
WNBA players have much better colorways than the men.
People are buying the Sabrina shoes. Cool. But look how long that took
Sabrina
to catch on.
Cooked.
That took like 3 years for those to catch on.
Yeah, and she got the cover of a video game.
And it took her fucking balling out of control for
and still lost. And still lost, by the way.
So it's like,
they got Jaquel Jackson.
The thing with giving a WNBA player a signature shoe, and again, why I say nobody cares about it.
You don't care about it. No, but people care about it.
No, because you're giving somebody a shoe for 3 months.
Nah.
For 3 months
they're milking
of play.
Caitlyn Clark.
For 3 months of play.
They're milking.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
You're not getting a jersey till like December, which is crazy. How you buy a jersey now?
Okay, Crypto
and Fanatics is backlogged. That's crazy.
Crypto seats 18,000 people. They don't even open up the top 2 floors for WNBA games. So you're looking at what? Max 10K?
When Indiana comes to LA to play the Sparks.
So what? You're giving someone a signature shoe that 10,000 people are going to see in what? How many games are there? What, 30, 40 games?
But you got to think about the Midwest.
So this is what I'm saying, bro. This is why I'm saying
Iowa. This is playing in Indiana.
This is why I'm saying nobody cares, because it's like, bro, you're getting outraged about someone not getting a shoe.
A'ja Wilson's the best player in the league, though.
To have half the amount of fans.
Okay,
look at their shoes.
The Aces are the hottest thing going in women's basketball.
Even so, bro, they're not selling out fucking
They actually are. They actually
not selling out.
They move their arena for a game. Like Indiana have to move their arena from like an 8,000 seat place to like a 20,000 seat T-Mobile Arena or some shit.
That's
like,
literally the first thing that comes up. What's the average attendance for WNBA?
I'm talking about the Aces.
What's
the Aces broke the record.
Nah, Kenny, what's the average attendance for WNBA? Let's play this fucking game.
7,800 people.
Yeah, that's actually what it is. So, okay, again.
I'm nice.
You said
this.
what's the highest? What's the highest?
The Aces are probably like 15,000.
9,800.
Well, I mean,
how many games are in a WNBA season, Kenny?
About 38.
20.
There's not 20.
20 home games.
No, I said
20.
We're talking about a whole season.
20.
Okay, fuck home and away. I'm talking about all together.
So you, Kenny, executive at Nike, you want to give somebody an end.
How do you give Asia Wilson
You
bread?
want to give someone
She's a best-selling author.
A shoe for 100 to reach 120,000 people.
So you just don't think women basketball players need
to reach 120,000 people?
But you're making a different argument.
Dog, do you even know what channel the WNBA is on?
ESPN sometimes.
And what,
why are you asking me that? I watch way more women's basketball.
And how many viewers is ESPN getting nowadays?
Actually, they set a record with women's college basketball.
I'm just saying, in general.
They literally, like 18, I said it last week, they got 24 million people to watch women's college basketball. That's more than the NBA Finals. That's more than any basketball game since like 2015. Fuck you mean? So you just don't think women need custom Nike shoe deals is what you're saying. Because the overall grandiose viewership isn't there to justify that money and attention.
What's the average rating of a WNBA? How many people tune in for an average WNBA game?
Well, Caitlyn Clark ain't played yet. We're talking about this. That's why I said this draft class is seen as the most historic.
How many people tune in?
I mean, if we're talking about a rating, it probably doesn't mean Monday Night Raw.
Kenny, the highest rated WNBA game was the 2023 WNBA Finals. How many people watch that game? Just answer the fucking question.
10K maybe? I don't know. I don't have the numbers.
700K.
I don't know why I said 10K. That was fucked up.
That's not even a million. So, again.
Caitlyn Clark wasn't there, though. Angel Reese.
Kenny, executive at Nike, dude with fresh Nikes, living in Portland, living his best life with the fresh cut.
They're living in Marina Del Rey.
You want to give
Caitlyn Clark,
WNBA player, a signature shoe.
Caitlyn Clark is getting a signature shoe, and she ain't done shit. She lost
to reach.
She got blown out in both national games. She ain't won shit.
To reach the absolute maximum of 20 million people.
It matters to these kids.
20 million people.
Can I ask you something? If Kobe never died and Gigi was coming up, would you be saying the same thing?
Yeah, I would.
And Gigi was a great fucking hooper.
I would be.
Kobe said she was better than me at my age.
I would be.
So you would say the same thing. So you just don't like women's basketball.
No, I love women's basketball.
No,
I'm just saying.
You wouldn't be saying this if you wanted to grow the game.
I don't care about the fake outrage about somebody not getting shoes. That's what I don't care about.
I mean,
but will I watch
legitimate outrage for Asia Wilson?
Will I watch a
only three white women? All white women have shoe deals.
Will I watch a women's college basketball game when
over
it's
a pro game?
Over a men's game? Yeah, I would watch it over a men's basketball game for sure. 1,000%.
Okay, then.
But I really don't give a fuck about men's college basketball.
Nobody does. Nobody gives a fuck.
I care about college hockey and lacrosse more than men's basketball.
Yeah, because it sucks. The game sucks now. And these kids are like...
My point is, though, it's like, okay.
But, like, Asia Wilson has a legitimate gripe.
Well, but that's the thing is, like, now we got all these jokes about the fucking Ball family and their shoes, but it's like, bro, you got all this big-ass platform. Crowdfund your own fucking shoe.
Well, that's what everybody's saying.
Why you want...
They're saying buy Asia Wilson's shoe. Just buy her shoe that she already has out. And she designed herself.
It's just a regular shoe, but she designed it.
She designed it. Nike gave her a budget.
That's what...
These shoe companies give you a budget. But here's the thing. Nike, they're putting the machine behind Caitlyn Clark. They put the machine behind Breanna Stewart. They put the machine behind Sabrina Ionescu, and honestly, I wasn't even really feeling.
But what I'm saying is,
the color scheme of WNBA is much better. Women's basketball shoes are much more color scheme variety.
The machine is not gonna move up fucking popular culture, bro. Like, what I'm telling you is,
yeah, it does.
Nobody cares. Yes. Nobody cares. I just gave you all these facts that nobody goes to WNBA games. Barely anyone watches them.
And you just
and
said,
you want to be outraged that someone who you're not watching play sports is not having a fucking shoe, bro.
No, she has a shoe, but it's not an exclusive shoe.
Come on, man.
Through Nike.
Come on,
They gave her a budget to make her own shoe.
But that's what I'm saying.
They gave Caitlyn Clark her own shoe, and she hasn't done anything yet.
You're saying you're getting mad because they're not putting a shoe around her, putting the machine around her.
What I'm arguing in a league that is 70% black.
What I'm arguing,
and the only people who have shoe deals are 3 white women.
What I'm arguing is,
and all of them have lost.
Shouldn't be put behind any of them because it's not doing shit.
That's my point. You don't really fucking think women's basketball needs to be funded like that.
That's one. 2, I think the notion of them even having a shoe is kind of disrespectful to the NBA players.
Wow,
that are deserving of shoes.
Get your cook up.
We don't gotta talk about that.
This is your island.
I'm just saying,
this is your hill, bro.
I just gave you all these facts. Like a sorry ass player in the NBA is reaching a lot more people than the greatest player in the WNBA.
Have you checked Paige Bucher's Instagram followers?
And lastly,
social media disagrees with you.
You already made your own argument. You already argued against yourself. Because you were just sitting here talking about...
Cool, Caitlyn got a shoe.
No.
You were just Asia should have been had one.
You were just sitting here talking about how...
Nike playing
how college just had the best women's basketball season ever. And about how Indiana had to change their arena. And all these reasons are why Caitlyn Clark is holier than thou. But then you're also saying she shouldn't have her own fucking shoe. So I don't know what you're saying.
I said she should have her... No, I said she should have her own shoe. But the fact that the WNBA is 70% black, 75% black, and the only 3 women who have shoes are all white, which it furthers my point that white women aren't really allies to anybody but themselves. Sorry, y'all don't look out for black women in the workspace. Nowhere. You use everybody else's struggle to get something. That's why I'm like, y'all aren't really victims when you say you're victims.
The last thing,
because everybody, people are sexist. Nah, we think Caitlyn should have a shoe, but all the players that are better than her should also have a fucking shoe.
So are you gonna sit here and lie to me and tell me you watched the WNBA draft stream?
I would watch the first round.
You didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it. I was at work. I was at work.
Okay, that's all the more reason for you to watch it. But you didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it at my desk, but it was on.
Yeah, okay, Kenny.
This
is what I'm saying, bro.
I don't like watching drafts anyway, bro.
You're talking about social media.
I only watch like the first round of some
You're talking about social...
I don't give a fuck about the first round.
Bro, you watch all 7 rounds of the NFL draft.
That's different.
The NBA draft is only 2 rounds.
I don't give a fuck about the NBA draft.
You watched the first round.
I watched the first 5 minutes.
Anyways.
I watched the first 5
minutes. Back to the point that I was making. Fuck about the NBA draft. All those people who are outraged on social media should just watch a fucking WNBA game.
I agree with you. We don't disagree about solutions. You just don't think Caitlyn Clark or any of them should have a shoe.
I'm just saying.
That's wild.
These people having 20 million
I need you to talk to some WNBA reporters.
And it trending up is cool, but the viewership... Y'all still ain't watching the fucking game. So what
college
are we really talking about?
They watch Caitlyn Clark. They watch Angel Reese.
Okay,
they watch Camila Cardozo.
Hopefully that converts.
That's what I'm saying.
In 3 months.
I mean, some of these cats aren't even getting their jerseys.
Bro,
by the way,
even the women's college basketball season is longer than the WNBA
which I don't understand, but that's crazy. But here's
let me tell you a joke, Kenny. Let me tell you a joke.
Okay, go for it.
The WNBA.
I mean, here's the thing. You're not wrong in how it's run. Because I'm like, what do you guys, you're not moving the game forward when you can't even get your players chartered flights already. It's screaming broke to me. But that's a whole nother scenario. The women can draw money, but they're not set up so where they're fully getting the most out of their marketability, if that makes any sense. So when I
hear what you're saying,
the most touted draft class in women's basketball history come out, and I think Cameron Brink already has a shoe deal. She already has a New Balance deal. Other people already had deals back in college and all that. But when you factor in Caitlyn Clark as being seen as white basketball Jesus, that's how they're marketing her, bro. Remember Reggie Bush came out and this motherfucker had the all-white shoulder pads and uniform? Yeah. That was the hardest shit you've ever seen, right? Name a prospect who had a better... Vince Young...
I don't really remember that at all, but...
I mean, it came and went, but it was cool. When it first dropped, it came and went.
All right, so can we move on?
Yeah, pretty much.
You say that like you were already ready to move on.
I'm just shocked that you're arguing. You really don't give a fuck about women's basketball.
Take her tangent.
It's crazy.
I don't care about pro women's basketball like that.
So
Nobody cares about it.
But it's so much cheaper to go to a women's basketball game.
Nobody cares about it. Still.
I'm just saying, if I get flued out by a WNBA player,
anything you could say,
you better shut the fuck up.
Anything you say, my response is just going to be, but nobody cares because nobody goes to the
I know nobody cares, but the game has changed now because of Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese, Cardoza, like the whole this draft class. And it goes back to when we were talking about Diana Taurasi. There was like one Diana Taurasi. There was one Maya Moore. There was like, there was like one player.
I don't fucking care, Kenny.
I'm just saying, like
this is already taking up too much time on the podcast.
I go for it.
Bro.
I think it's an interesting dynamic, and I think it's crazy that fucking fanatics.
All it does is
only sold Caitlyn Clark's jersey on draft night.
All it does is verify.
The WNBA really.
All it does is verify a narrative that you've been talking about since you were born, and now you're just using this as another loudspeaker to be like, yeah, I've been talking about this for literally 32 years. That's the only reason why you care. It's because you were scrolling through X and you were like, "Oh, what's this bullshit?" And you were like, "Huh, this." Okay.
I actually watch way more women's basketball than you do. Like I know for a fact, I watch. I covered women's basketball in college.
So did I.
Yeah, but more than you.
Did you?
That was Mateo's beat. Don't sit up and say that was your beat. We've been over this.
Who was on it before?
I wasn't at CSUN when that happened, so I can't tell you.
Who was covering it?
You were covering Reggie Diaz. Don't fucking lie.
I was covering both of them.
All right then, bro. Don't make me call people.
Covered both of them.
Don't make me call Andrew.
Ask him.
People were saying it wasn't your beat.
Both of them.
They were saying like, yeah, you covered it, but you big timed it. Like you
covered both of them.
But you didn't like outside of that women's team. You didn't give a shit about college basketball, women's college basketball. You know you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You did
because they were nationally ranked.
You cared about CSUN women's basketball,
and they were nationally ranked,
and nobody else. Nobody else, right?
No, I cared about. I had to. I watched all college basketball.
Okay,
I didn't watch
you were rooting for CSUN. You covered CSUN, but in the grand scheme of things, you can't tell me who the number one overall pick was the last time you covered women's college basketball. Like Gway's senior year, you can't tell me who the number one pick was.
That's funny because I've actually been to about 7 Spark games.
You can't tell me who.
And I've actually worked with the Sparks, and I actually put you on to working with the Sparks.
You did, but you can't tell me like you don't care about professional women's basketball. You said
it's a fucking soccer guy, and he was the comms guy for the Sparks.
That's funny.
Nobody cares about women's basketball, dog.
That's fucked up.
Bro,
I'm rooting for them. They're underdogs.
Connect with WNBA people on LinkedIn and watch them all have new jobs next year. Literally, watch it.
That's fucked
Literally fucking watch it, bro. It's crazy.
You're kind of like...
The WNBA cycles through fucking employees more than I cycle through relationship problems.
That's actually disheartening as fuck. Damn. Why did you have to... Why did you... they're not even my heroes. You just like ruined some girl's childhood. I hope no little girl's watching and listening to this segment.
All right.
Fuck, you're like the fucking Trask. If you were on X-Men, you'd be the Sentinel just shooting at women's basketball in progress. Damn.
It's not unsimilar from what we've talked about with the other leagues, like in the football context. It's like, bro, if you want to be taken serious, then be serious. It's like when
that LinkedIn line was that was a diss track. There needs to be ether beat behind what you said. When the whole LinkedIn shit, that's fucked up. Because I have some of those people on my LinkedIn, and they do not work in women's basketball anymore. Shit, I've been at the NFL longer than they, and they started that fucking. One girl's like doing fucking Major League Soccer right now.
That's why, don't get me wrong, I love Vince. He's a great writer. He's a great reporter. But as soon as they hired him for WNBA, I was like, they don't care. Anyone who says you need to have a passion for whatever sport you're working in, they're lying.
Yeah, that's actually a total fucking lie.
Yeah, no, that doesn't matter.
Most of the people at the top don't have passion for the sport. They're just trying to make money, and they're fucking
fell into
horrible decision makers. And most of them are all white.
Moving on. To you. Sorry, Vince. I didn't mean to make you
why did you like blow up the ship that Vince was on?
I didn't mean to make
He was minding his fucking business. Shout out to Vince.
All right. Bill Belichick Set to be a draft analyst.
Oh, hell no.
On the Pat McAfee show.
I care more about
Take her tangent.
your women's basketball argument
Take
than
her
I do
tangent.
this bullshit.
Take her tangent.
Bro, I don't give a fuck. Oh, like, Bill Belichick is done in football. He's at the University of Washington with his fucking son.
Okay, so you want to talk
Husky
about
gear on.
you want to talk about access and all this other shit that you were talking
What is McAfee going
about.
to get out of Belichick that Brady won't come out? Did you even see the whole Dynasty doc?
No, I didn't.
Go watch the whole
You
Dynasty
think I'm
doc.
going to watch that?
You
think I'm going to watch that?
You have to watch it.
You think I'm
to
gonna
know
watch
why
it?
I don't give a fuck about Bill Belichick and fucking McAfee.
So my whole thing is this. This is literally what you were just talking about.
This is wrestling.
This is literally what you were
That's
just
literally
talking
a
about.
wrestling promo you're telling me about.
Exactly.
I'd rather watch NXT.
Exactly.
The bad years of NXT.
So you don't care about a coach who can't get a job in the NFL, whose name's completely slandered, struck out from 3 different jobs, is untouchable.
Say why? Because I was going to put that's
blacklisted.
That's in the beef one.
But here he is getting propped up on probably the biggest sports show right now.
Nikki
to be an analyst
out of anger,
despite the fact that he's never shown any inclination to work in the media. In fact,
you couldn't get this man on Madden for 30 fucking years.
In fact, if anything, he's been anti-media,
which is why I don't care.
And now he's getting
it's fake. It's disingenuous.
A bigger platform.
It's fake and disingenuous.
Exactly.
Go coach Washington's defense with your fucking.
So talk about that.
No, because fuck this. I don't care about this. Go fucking coach Washington's defense with Jed Fish. And your watch, he gonna be a fucking analyst on the Washington Huskies team by the end of the year because Jed Fish is the head coach, and he was under Bill Belichick. That's why Bill Belichick's son is a defensive coordinator, and his dad is there wearing Husky. Man, get the fuck out of here! I don't care about that shit.
Let's see if I want to brought it up.
Belichick talking at the draft. Yeah. Hey, what do you think of that really fast receiver? I take him. Can you develop him? No. So why did it go bad with Chad Johnson in New England?
Talk about how many prospects that he's fucked up over the years.
He ain't gonna do that. He gonna shut down. He gonna fucking turn into Jerry.
No, but I'm saying for you, talk about that. Talk about the drafts he's fumbled. Talk about even the drafts he's had that's good that he's have failed to develop. Talk about that.
Dry Mayo's gonna probably hit it out of the park better than he will. Hey, what did you really think of Mac Jones? He ain't gonna say that to Pat McAfee on the air. This is a rebrand.
I'm saying you talk about all the fucking mistakes he's made in the draft.
No, I'm not giving him coach. I'm not giving him teach tape. You got to pay me for that, dog. You got to pay me for that. I'm not giving this man free tips. He got fucking 19 Super Bowls. No, he can figure it out on his own. Let him.
But if this was Gruden, you would go into his resume of fuck ups,
bro.
I
see Gruden.
I'm just saying.
And the Saints head coach as the same person.
That's stupid. They're not even the same background or
they're
same
worse.
personality.
They're worse.
They're not
they
that similar.
They can't coach winning
all.
Football.
They're not that similar.
Gruden. Yeah, Dennis Allen's fucking terrible.
Gruden's actually been to a playoff game and has actually won a
with Tony Dungy's players. He went
to the playoffs
with Tony Dungy's players. With Tony Dungy.
He was also.
Who was the coach before that? Who was the coach before him? Jack Del Rio. So he went to the playoffs. Who's it? Right now, I'm tripping. Do I have the timeline
you're
backwards?
fucking tripping, dog.
Hold on.
You're fucking tripping.
Who's the coach before?
You're smoking literal crack.
Not yet. Well, chill. I don't do crack.
Was it Art Shell?
It wasn't. What the fuck? Is this 2008, bro? You said Art Shell.
2008? What the fuck are you talking about?
You said, is it Art Shell? I'm like, who was the coach before John Gruden? You said Art Shell.
John Gruden went to Tampa in 2002. He had already coached for 4 years.
I was talking about who was the coach.
So 98.
No. I'm talking about when he got to Tampa. Those were Tony Dungy's players.
We know that. That's common knowledge. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
Josh Freeman. The Josh Freeman year.
Fuck all that.
That was the playoff year.
Fuck all that. I'm talking about he went to 3 consecutive playoff games with the Raiders. That's more than Dennis Allen has ever fucking shat on, bro.
That's a different John Gruden. That's a different John Gruden, bro. I'm talking about modern era. John Gruden would do with the Saints offense, with the Saints, the same thing fucking old boy's doing. Because Derek Carr's a QB, and that team is in salary cap hell. They are going to implode in 2 years.
Joe Bugle was the head coach before the Raiders.
No, I'm talking about before John Gruden got his second stint with the Raiders. Who the fuck was the head coach?
This dude looks like a generic fucking.
He probably does. Wait, what? Storm.
That dude who coached the fucking Washington for 1 year.
Washington who? Redskins?
The fucking quarterback.
Jay Gruden?
Storm.
Who the fuck is Storm Norton? Storm Duck? That's a corner, actually. I don't know any dudes with the first name Storm to play QB.
It's not his first name.
I'm talking about, who's the head coach before John Gruden when he got fired by the Raiders? Who was the coach before that? Wasn't it Del Rio? Yes. That's what I'm talking about. So if you go from that point till right now, yeah, both of them dudes trash. And again, I would rather hear John Gruden talk than Belichick talk during the draft. I'm going to be honest with you. Because once guess what? Once that 6th round hits, I want to see Tom Brady and Belichick talking a whole draft, a whole 7 rounds. I would actually want to see that. I don't want to see McAfee and Belichick. Because somebody's going to bring up a Tom Brady reference. It's going to get cutesy or uncomfortable. And I'm just going to be like, are we done, guys? Are we done? Because I'm going to turn the sound off now. Like, watch something on YouTube or play some music. Listen to Rick Ross' diss track for the 1,000th time. I'd rather watch WNBA.
Jim Zorn. That was his name.
Ugh. Why was he so good on Madden when you made him an offensive coordinator? Like his QB was like a fucking 94 or some shit. His offense was like a 94. But everything else was trash. It didn't make no sense.
All right. Last one. FDA approves the concussion blood test. Take your tangent.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, so basically now they can rapidly test for concussions using a simple blood sample.
Cool.
Hopefully, fucking high schools have trainers and shit to eventually implement that.
High schools won't
Not
be
just doing nasty shit with needles.
The rich high schools will.
Touchdown or turnover.
You get a concussion in the passing league, you soft. There, I said it.
Those little soft ass helmets on.
Those are the helmets they played in the 30s, but like, bro, you get a concussion in the passing league. I don't respect this game.
All right, Raiders signed Cody Whitehair. Touchdown or turnover.
So we just skip it over that other one? Are you starting at 4? Whatever. A+ signing. You can play center and guard, but he's better at guard. Kansas State linemen are very good as of late. And as soon as the Bears cut him, I was like, the Raiders should sign him. The Raiders need to sign him. But they waited for the price to go down, and they signed him, so good for them.
Yeah, I just hope this gives them more leverage with using some of their middle to late round picks. Because instead of having to go and get a starter at guard, like they had to get a starter at guard. They had to get a starter on the offensive line.
Who's good?
Now they just need a tackle.
The question is, do you put him at right guard? I think he's going to play right guard because I think, oh boy, Parham is going to stay at left guard.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I'll say it's a touchdown as well.
And Mumford can play right tackle. They can probably, I think they should sign Makai Becton if he passes a physical, and you don't have to reach for a tackle.
Yeah, and that just gives you more flexibility to either trade up or
get a QB and best available.
You know,
and a running back. They got to get Grindo or Marshawn Lloyd.
All right.
Tyree Jackson will be great too.
The Chargers signed JK Dobbins. Touchdown or turnover?
Touchdown. They're going to run the ball, which would lead me to believe if the Chargers don't trade out of their pick, they're not taking a receiver. They're taking Joe Alt. Why wouldn't you? Get him at I think he'll be better than Sean. So Walker? I always forget his last name. The tackle for Slater. Sean Slater.
Yeah.
Like I think Joe Alt could be better than Slater. Slater would just have to move to right tackle, which honestly would probably help Herbert's career a lot. And Joe Alt can play left tackle. But if Joe Alt can play right tackle, I like Notre Dame linemen because they're usually very good. Because Notre Dame usually has great linemen and shitty quarterbacks.
I'm going to say it's a turnover only because...
Wow.
When was the last time JK Dobbins even played a full season?
Him and Gus Edwards are a good 1-2 punch.
When was the last time he played a full season?
Doesn't matter. They're going running back by committee. From the Chargers, even if you don't get Joe Alt, you trade with the Vikings and to get 11 and 23. You can take a tackle at 23, or you can take.
I'm just saying.
You can take a tackle at 11 and then a receiver at 23.
JK Dobbins has never played a full season.
That's fine.
He's played a combined 9 games in 3 years.
He had a better Ohio State career than Zeke did.
9 games in 3 years.
He had a better Ohio State career than Zeke did.
I think they're putting a little bit too much eggs in one basket.
Did the Chargers sign Zeke?
And not just that, but I think, as you alluded to, there's better running backs out there. And I'm not even just talking about Zeke.
I know. You look past the little side joke. But no, like, do they just say, we'll sign Zeke and just go through running back rotation? Because their team, I mean, look at the Dolphins. The Dolphins, they got needs a receiver. So you need to get at least 2 receivers. Because the Chargers receiving core is hot garbage. You got a guy in Josh Palmer who's inconsistent. They don't really have a tight end. I don't take Brock Bowers that high. Because there's only one Brock Bowers in this draft. That's my thing. Like, if there's only one Brock Bowers in this draft, why are you taking him so high? And you don't even know what his 40 time is. And it's cool he did a standing backflip, but he kind of, it's like, So, yeah, I think the Chargers, Powerball, it's a good signing because Dobbins still has a speed to where he can take it to the house. Gus Edwards is proven. I just hope he doesn't wear 35 because that's an ugly-ass number for a running back. Fullbacks wear 35.
I'd rather have Kareem Hunt or Latavius Murray.
Latavius Murray actually is getting he's actually getting what's it called? Blood spinning thing. Stem cells put in his knees or whatever. So he can come back and play. He's getting stem cell procedures.
34 years old.
Can still one of the best Raider draft picks of the last decade.
All right. Last one. The reporter makes a weird-ass comment about Caitlyn Clark.
It was really kind of inappropriate because it was about, like, she, when people do the little heart thing, with their fingers, she did it. He was like, oh, well, if you do it to me, we won't have any problems. And it was a dude who said it. And it's just like, hey, dog, you clearly don't get women. And if you do, you're gross. I'm not even going to say his name. They're dragging him on Twitter. You can find it. But
that's why I don't be on Twitter no more, bro.
Nah, but like this shit happen in real life. It's on every platform. It's on YouTube. I can't escape this shit, bro. I got a fucking random notification saying such and such reporter says outlandish statement, and then I see some shit on Twitter where it's like, see, this is why cisgender men need to not be covering women's sports. Okay, well then women can't come in men's locker rooms because men don't go into women's locker rooms. So I'm like,
let's not go back 30 years.
Like, can we just not with these fucking gender war arguments? Like, he said something really stupid. That, like, a dude would have been like, that's really fucking stupid. Why would you say that to me? He would never say that to another man because he get punched in the face for it. Like, some reporters are just fucking weirdos out here. Like, not everybody needs to be a journalist, man. Not everybody needs... Some people don't, like, believe in properly chronicling history. They want to make themselves a part of the history by asking weird-ass questions like that. That man might have, like, a fucking shrine like Hey Arnold in his closet with fucking Caitlyn Clark gear, and it's weird. He probably putting parlays on it, too.
Fair fade. The rap beef that's been going on. Rick Ross, Drake, etc.
Future. All I know is Drake put out that weak-ass diss track.
Is it out? Oh.
He been put it out.
But is it on platforms and shit?
Nah. He leaked it, and then leaked it through academics.
Yeah, that was corny.
It's corny as fuck. Because academics and then academics interviewed Donald Trump Jr., so I'm just like, yeah, you just let this dude infest his way in the fucking hip-hop. And then now, because the young kids are stupid, I'm sorry. All you fucking King Von listeners, like, all y'all are just dumbasses. So, the fact that he got legitimacy off kids dying in Chicago, and his misreporting because he says he's a journalist. Like, no, bro, now you're kind of a journalist, but now you're not a journalist. Because what you're doing with Drake, like, this is either money's being exchanged, you're getting heightened streams off you playing diss tracks that he gave you, that he leaked on fucking Rumble and YouTube and everywhere else. Now you're not being a journalist. Now you're a part of his fucking PR campaign. Now you're doing rollouts via Drake, and that's nasty. That's why Kendrick probably thinks he's a bitch. That's why Rick Ross thinks he's a bitch. I think everybody in the industry knew Drake was a bitch, and they just couldn't say it because, like, he had too much power. He, like, Jay Prince and fucking Rap A Lot and Babe Birdman and all them cats, Stunner, making all that money off of him because Drake was, as Pusha T said, how you sign to one nigga to sign to one nigga to sign to three other niggas. And then he tries to use that line on Kendrick saying, oh, well, Top getting 50% of your shit. And it's like, bro, you're Canadian. You don't come to the West Coast and talk that shit. People, one thing I say about California and West Coast, LA, Oakland, IE, when we go other places, do we not take shit over?
Yeah, we do.
We go to other places and take shit over. New York, don't nobody from New York come to Cali and run shit.
Facts.
That's why academics talk shit from New York.
Facts.
We go to New York. I'm just saying the Black Panthers literally shifted American politics. In New York, all these fucking mobsters, fucking Bumpy Johnson, all these cats were snitching on each other. Frank Lucas, snitch. Cali, it's a little bit different. So, not to toot our horn, but like, when I see this weird shit, like, say what you want about Rick Ross, but being a CEO is actually a tough job. I was the main person. Was I not the main person kicking in Rick Ross's back for years?
You were.
Unapologetically. And that man is fat, and he sponsors Wingstop. Beats better than almost anybody I've ever heard in my life. If Nas had Rick Ross's beats picking selection, he'd be the greatest rapper of all time. Nobody picks better beats than Rick Ross.
So the first thing I'll say is,
this man disses you to a cigar lounge in 1930s fucking music playing in the background. It's legendary. But, like, yeah, I'm done.
Are you sure? Because I thought you were done about 7 times. You just kept going.
I know. I just had to get that off my chest. Like, I'm tired of, like,
so
corny ass hip hop.
I will say that shit, Rick Ross did a lot of hilarious that shit. By featuring Drake in his diss track, talking about how Rick Ross is his favorite rapper, his brother, etc. Like,
and Rick Ross said he wrote most of Drake shit
by calling him out and saying he owes Stunner his life. He got to pay Wayne more. Like, that shit was hilarious and true.
Jay Prince, Rap A Lot.
I just think ultimately, I feel like all this shit might be pre-baked and cooked. Because I just feel like, I mean, I get it. I get why the industry's kind of turning on Drake. Talked about it before. He kind of just culture vultures the sound and then kind of takes it over and then just kind of leaves it and then just leaves other artists in the roughage. So, I mean, it's hard to feel bad for him knowing that, and then the fact that he's 235 pounds with a BBL and 6-pack abs is fucking crazy.
25% body fat. 25% body fat with a 6-pack. Nigga, who you fooling?
So, yeah, that's also crazy, but I don't know, man. I just think the more people that jump in, it just makes me feel more like this is some WWE shit. Because why ain't none of y'all come out on your own? Like, if the beef was this bad, why did it take Metro in the future to say something for all y'all to all of a sudden just like, let me at him. Like, Rocky, everything you said could literally be said about you.
No,
which that shit was hard, though. That shit was hard.
Drake only disses women.
That shit was hard.
Drake only disses women.
I'm just saying, Rocky saying your last shit passed. You ain't put an album out since 18, bro.
No. But Rocky's...
You saying you fucked his baby mama, he fucked your baby mama.
Kanye... No. Here's the thing.
It's the same thing.
No, it's different. Do you think Drake fucked Rihanna?
Yeah.
They were just dating.
There's very many sources that say they did.
Here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing. This nigga cheated on her, got dumped, fought with Chris Brown, then made up with Chris Brown. He has kept making songs about Rihanna for a decade. That's not your bitch, dog. And you got a porn star pregnant.
Though. That's still fine.
Pusha T had to make you be a father. Remember that. And your father wasn't a father.
See, I won't even say that because I think
you gotta include the whole story.
If anything, this is
Stop talking about my wife.
This is evidence of why Drake was hiding his baby.
No.
Yeah, because he's just getting dragged into this, and he's just kind of a fucking
Drake started
too.
it. Drake been throwing shots at everybody since he came in the game.
When did he roast someone's kid? Dog.
Are you sure?
Dog. All those.
Are you sure?
Bro.
He got Quentin Miller beat the fuck up.
Look at that video that Drake has his kid in. The comments are fucking crazy on that.
I mean, his kid.
They just be roasting the fuck out of that kid, bro.
I mean, that kid does.
They said he looked like fucking Gonzo and Logic mixed, bro. Like that's
that
fucking
kid does
crazy.
look like Quasimodo and Logic combined. I'm just saying.
All right, moving on.
Hey man, all I know is Drake can't be throwing shots for decades.
I don't know what the fuck this is.
Everybody coming back.
I don't know what the fuck this is about, but this is probably again some dumbass shit you got on X, which is again is why I'm not on X.
A lot of industry.
But fair or fake, Coachella live attendance or live stream.
All right. So obviously Coachella's, at least for what they've reported in the past couple of years, that like the numbers have been down. But I'm like seeing more and more people being happy watching the live stream. And they're like, Coachella was much better back in the day. I didn't miss anything by watching the live stream. I'm just curious from somebody, I wouldn't say it's a beef, but like for somebody who's been there when Coachella probably was at its peak, and for somebody who was watching the live stream, which, you know, it is what it is, like, what would you say is better? Like
I appreciate
in this time period.
I appreciate how you thought this out and tried to position it in a way that I would take it seriously. Like I genuinely appreciate that. Like,
I know you're not.
I'm not mocking you. Like I genuinely appreciate how you set this up.
This
is like the best setup you've ever had. And also,
I'm trying to be impartial.
And also, this is a dumbass fucking question, bro.
It's not.
This is like asking, hey, what's better, driving a Lamborghini or watching someone drive around a Lamborghini?
I mean, I would rather be driven around.
You asked me a question. Let me fucking finish.
Fair.
So that's my first thing. Second off, the live stream, this is the first year that the live stream got the NFL Sunday ticket treatment, where all the stages were live streaming the whole weekend. In the past, it's been pre-recorded, it's been tape delayed, it's only been certain artists, certain stages, certain shows. Like it's just been one channel. This year they had they had like 4 or 5 of the main stages. They were all showing all the artists on there. You could jump back and forth between all of them. It was completely free. So just a whole new experience on the live stream side. As far as what you're saying about tickets being down, this is the first year tickets have been down in 10 years. So over the last 10 years, since 2014, basically since they started integrating hip-hop more into it, every year the tickets have gone up.
Even straight out of COVID?
And now why do people buy Coachella tickets before they even see the lineup? Why do Coachella tickets usually, with the exception of this year, sell out in December before they've even made the lineup? Shoot, they actually open up early. So they'll open up on Monday in 2 weeks after this year, and people will buy them. The pre-sale will sell out. Why?
I mean, the pre-sale hasn't been selling.
Nobody gives a yes, it has, Kenny.
I'm talking about this year.
Okay,
like,
this is the
people made a big deal out of it this year.
This is the first year.
Yeah.
First year in over a decade. Why do people buy those tickets, Kenny? Why do people commit $500 sight unseen?
So they can get out of the way of the bullshit.
It's not about the fucking lineup, bro. It's about going somewhere and being completely free and having nothing to worry about. That's what Coachella's about. 1. 2, even if they had the most stacked lineup you've ever seen in your entire life, the reality is You're not going to see all that. Because guess what? The more fucking top acts they have, everyone wants to go at sunset or at night. There's only so many stages. Everyone wants to be on the big stages.
Yeah.
So there's only so many premium.
It's a lot of distance to walk.
There's only so many premium slots. There's only fucking, let's say, 12 premium slots, 20 premium slots. So even if the lineup was super stacked, you're not going to see all of them because there's going to be conflicts. You're going to have to split between people. And guess what? The venue's like 2 fucking Disneylands, bro. You're not cutting across. And I've tried to do it where there's 2 artists going on at the same time.
So 2 C-Suns, because C-Sun's bigger than Disney.
I'm going to be here for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to go there for 15 minutes.
Like
and it takes you 15
walk?
minutes just to walk. And so now you get there, and you're catching the last 5-10 minutes of whatever artist you were trying to catch. And
don't have to go pee.
People are clearing out, so you can kind of get a better view. But by then, they've usually already played their best songs that you wanted to hear. Like, you already missed it. So, yeah. If you want to just see your favorite artist perform, live stream's probably for you. But if you're going to actually have an experience, to actually have a life-changing experience, to totally throw away your inhibitions, to really fucking immerse yourself in music, art, and culture.
Look out the dirty window.
Then you're going to go to the fucking Coachella. And there's nothing like it. There's each one I've been to is completely different for all variable.
I'm still trying to hit
friends, music, outfits, weather, camping setup.
It is Indio. That's my only
different.
Negative point is Indio.
So, yeah. So, like, if you really just want to, but then that's like saying for anything. Like, okay, you can watch the fucking Ultra live stream. You don't have to watch the Coachella live stream. You could watch Ibiza. You could watch whatever.
Rolling
you
Loud.
could watch them anywhere. Like, it's all the same. They go like this and raise their hand and fucking people sing along.
Bonnaroo. I definitely got
But yeah, with that, to wrap it up, I'll just go into my rant here. But yeah, man. So I made it out to the Crypt last week. Made it out to Angel Game. Capped off the weekend watching the Coachella live stream, which was cool. No Doubt killed it. Tyler, don't at me. Tyler had one of the best sets I've ever seen, and I wasn't there. He brought out Kelly Uchis. He brought out Charlie Wilson. He brought out fucking Jasper. He brought out Childish Gambino. He brought out ASAP Rocky. So he brought out someone for everyone. And that's awesome. He had an elaborate set with all these mountains, cool lights. He jumped out of an RV. Like, he pretty much checked all the Coachella boxes on his set, which was amazing. So shout out to him. And he hasn't even had music in like 2 years. And he still had an amazing set, which was great.
Just had a baby.
No Doubt, it took her a little bit to find her sound. But once they got right, they got right. And just to see 100,000 people just singing with them, like, that was pretty sick. Lana Del Rey was solid, even though her music's kind of a downer. And even though Billie Eilish kind of upstaged her, she came out and did her thing. So respect to her as well. But yeah, outside of that, man, looking forward to getting to the Clipper game this weekend. Fuck the Mavericks. That's about it. Peace. Kawhi better fucking play. And if Ty Lue doesn't win this series, he's getting fired.
With them.
Literally anybody. Budenhauser.
Hey, man.
Sam Cassell.
I gotta say this.
Fitzdale.
Lakers kind of got the Pelicans got hosed. The Pelicans got cheated against the Lakers. That's all I'm gonna say. Zion out here having a game of his proving he's not a bust. Brandon Ingram didn't play for some reason.
No, he played.
I thought he
played. No, he played. Brandon Ingram played.
I must have been talking about somebody else. But yeah, that just doesn't sit right with me. How the Pelicans keep getting done by the NBA. It's weird. Yeah, the whole reports coming out that Robert Kraft backdoored Bill Belichick, saying he has a massive ego. He doesn't listen to reason. He's a control freak. He wants to ruin everything. It's kind of crazy. UNC spring game is Friday, so I will be there. Wait, no, Saturday. Saturday's April 20th, right? Yeah, I'll be there. Bright and early. So it should be fun. And shout out to jobs that don't short your check.
Well, this is Touchdowns and Tangents, TDs_tangents on Twitter and Instagram. Shout out to Nikki. Shout out to your favorite podcast platform where you can find this. Also find us at touchdownsandtangents.com.
Boomer fucking sooner, Nikki. Boomer fucking sooner.
We're out. Peace.
Peace.